Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I would first like to introduce myself. I'm Muff Munch and I'd like to say thank you for visiting, and I hope you enjoy the content I plan to provide, which will be covering not only Outriders but the soon to be released New World. But let's not waste time and get down to business in hand today, which is covering Outriders' first big patch since launch, and some may say a very needed patch. The patch notes started by saying the following: we would like to thank everyone in the Outriders community for your patience, support and assistance. Everyone on the Outriders team is continuing to work hard on improving the game, and we'd like to share some news and things that we are focusing on. Firstly, they are wanting to address the issues that are linked with GPU DirectX 11 and 12, and on completion to the patch, they say that crossplay will once again be viable to all, so let's hope that this is the case. Next on the agenda was stability and matchmaking. Crash fixes are to be addressed within a multiple of areas, such as the following: inventory wipes after a crash, completing certain missions, and many more. A member of my fire team, Dragonov Kingslayer, whose link's below, has also suffered at the hands of disconnections. Myself, I've had to deal with a little less harsh issue of the loss of a HUD, but there's a reasonable, easy workaround for this. But this is also to be addressed. They're also changing the default settings of groups from open to closed, so as not to allow people to join your group uninvited, but also to avoid players from joining lobbies which parties are AFK. Then they went on to cover the Outriders Community Appreciation Package. After working on Outriders for more than 5 years, we are disappointed, as you are at the launch didn't go as planned. We ran into connectivity issues, which has been explained in full detail. Throughout all of this, we really appreciated all your messages of support and encouragement, and that has helped us power through and improve the situation. All players who played between March 31st and April 11th are eligible. Any players outside the above window, but for whom we will have performed an automatic inventory wipe restoration, are also eligible. Your highest level character will receive the following: a level appropriate legendary weapon, a level appropriate amount of titanium, and the emote Frustration, which currently is unobtainable at this moment in time. And the irony was not intentional, but they have admitted it's fitting. The package has no release date and is also subject to possible changes based on technical feasibility, so be aware. Inventory wipes and restoration were next on the list. Restorations should take place on a specific day and should be a one-time event. The exact date is to be confirmed, but we're hoping for this to occur in the coming week or weeks. We will update you when we have a confirmation of dates and timings. We will only be able to restore the most valuable items lost, such as epics and legendaries. We will be unlikely to restore an inventory full of blue gear. The restoration should be additive to your inventory. It should not replace your current inventory. Restored items may not have the exact same stats as items lost, so please be aware. They have also advised us that restoration of items for any player that have gone missing will be done as they come to them. They also added, please note that our intentions are providing here for transparency. While we try our hardest to make things right, we unfortunately cannot make guarantees for the specifics of the above or the timeline of them. as we may run into technical difficulties that may delay our work, which is expected. Then they moved on to the accolades wipe issue. Any player who has suffered from the wipe of their accolades upgrades, it will be fixed on a one-on-one basis. This is because the accolade system is more complex than a piece of item on a data file. So as such, coming up with a solution may take some time, so we just need to bear with them. Next, they moved on to rebalancing notes, which included the Historian, Bounty Hunter, and Monster Hunt quests will no longer grant legendary items for such subsequent completions. This will be done due to an exploit where players who, you know who you are, have been farming certain parts of the game to gain multiple legendaries, and it's been attached to a multiplayer bug also. This will be adjusted so as to eliminate the exploit, but not to make it unrewarding for completion at a later date. They also wanted to make the player base aware that this will not be punished, as they don't want to sadden us or anger us, which is understandable. They moved on then to loot adjustments of Tuka Beast, Split Tooth, Sand Shifter and Cold Claw. These particular beasts are being too generous considering the required effort to take them down. Next on the list was expeditions. Chemplant and Boomtown are both having their expedition time for gold, silver and bronze adjusted. Chemplants being adjusted to 650, 1150 and 1500 seconds. Previously 957, 1303, 1650 respectively. Boomtown 390, 589, 776 seconds. Previously 422, 607, 792. They followed on with crit rating damage multiplier to tactical assault rifles are being reduced to 165, previously 175%. Critical rate and damage multiplier on marksman rifles are being reduced to 250%, previously 300%. Duration of the Massacre AP buff has been reduced to 3 seconds. This is a temporary measure until we have fixed an issue with the stacking cap. Bullet abilities was next on the list. Twisted, Blighted and Volcanic rounds. Adjustments have been made to the Trickster and Technomancer. This is due to the unforeseen abilities outperforming other skills, and as such they have had some changes coming. But these changes are not final and are due to future balances based on the outcome of this patch. They will not be able to say whether the patch will prove to be strong or weak, but know that these are nerfs and that they are trying to balance and bring them more in line with Pyromancer and Devastator. So they're not trying to kill the class, they're just trying to balance everything out. The base cooldown of the Twisted rounds has been increased to 25 seconds, previously 16 seconds. The Trickster's Hero Treed nodes, Disruptive Firepower, Scion of Power, Outrider Executioner have had their power reduced to 35%, previously 50%. Vulnerable status, power reduced to 15%, previously 25%. The Technomancer's hero tree node, damage against poison, has had its power reduced to 15%, previously 30%. The Pyromancer hero tree node, Trial of Ashes, has been reduced, 15% extra damage, previously 30%. So, to sum the patch up in a few quick words, all I can confidently say is that these changes are good to hear, and that the dev team are working around the clock to provide a game that is stable and enjoyable as soon as they can. One thing I would like to add is that the development team have been transparent through all the issues that we have suffered over the past days since launch, and been totally honest as to what is happening, but also in turn tried to return to the players who have suffered the most from any of the above, if not all of the issues, in the way of compensation, and that being the Outriders Appreciation Pack. Now, I can honestly say that there are not many games currently out there that do this for any of the player base, and when they do, it goes under the radar. So I'll end the video with a huge thanks and a round of applause to the development team for such a great game and the way you have handled